Do you ever lie awake at night thinking about your greatest flaws and wishing you could fix them? Most of us have. But what if we told you your greatest weaknesses can also be a hidden strength, one that shapes who you are in ways you never realized? Our weakest traits often hold a deeper story about us. They reveal not just our struggles, but also our values, our potential, and if we're not careful, our blind spots. So let's flip the script. Instead of seeing these as flaws, let's explore what they say about you and how they can either empower you or allow others to exploit you. You're too sensitive. Does the casual comment linger for days? Or does the energy of a room affect you instantly? Absorbing emotions like a sponge can leave you vulnerable to being manipulated by others. You may also struggle to set boundaries and have difficulty controlling your emotions, all of which harm your health. You might also be overly sensitive because of childhood trauma and other deeply rooted wounds that forced you to hide your anger and keep you at a constant emotional tipping point. However, this also means you're likely to feel everything deeply. Your high emotional intelligence makes you incredibly compassionate, creative, and intuitive, allowing you to understand people beyond words. You overthink everything. You analyze every detail, replay conversations, and get lost in the what-ifs. You overthink and constantly struggle with analysis paralysis. Not only is this exhausting, it can also make your problems worse by creating imaginary scenarios. And the longer you dwell on something, the more distorted your view becomes. In reality, 90% of the scenarios you overthink will probably never happen. On the other hand, it also means you have a sharp analytical mind. You notice things others miss, and you rarely act impulsively. This makes you great at problem solving, planning, and seeing potential risks before they happen. You're too distrustful. You struggle to let people in. You question motives, double-check details, and always have a backup plan. You have strong instincts and a deep sense of self-protection. You've likely learned from past experiences and refuse to be naive. This makes you incredibly strategic and insightful. But while caution is smart, constant distrust can isolate you. It can keep you from forming deep connections, accepting help, or fully enjoying life. Not everyone is out to get you. Some people genuinely want to be there for you. Trust issues are often rooted in a fear of your own vulnerability, not just the actions of others. You're distrustful because you're afraid of being manipulated, betrayed, and hurt by your own choices. But when you can't trust others, you're also cutting yourself off from the support and connections you need to thrive. You're too prideful. You struggle to admit when you're wrong, and you don't like asking for help. You take great pride in your abilities and achievements. You want to be self-sufficient and value your independence, but if your pride goes unchecked, it can push people away and keep you from learning, growing, and forming deeper connections. Did you know that people who cling to pride are often the most insecure? Your pride might actually be a defense mechanism against feelings of worthlessness. If you've been judged harshly in the past or made to feel like failure isn't an option, you might have built an armor of self-reliance to protect yourself from criticism or rejection. But strength comes from owning your flaws, not hiding them. Being too prideful isolates you and makes you hesitate to apologize, reject valuable feedback, or push away those who genuinely want to help. So the next time you feel your pride kicking in, ask yourself, are you protecting your dignity or just protecting your ego? You're a perfectionist. If perfectionism is your greatest flaw, it likely means you have a strong work ethic and a deep desire to excel. You're meticulous, driven, and detail-oriented. But ironically, your pursuit of perfection can make you less effective. Overthinking leads to paralysis, not progress. When nothing ever feels good enough, you set impossibly high standards, which can fuel burnout and anxiety. Perfectionism can also make you risk-averse, fearing failure so much that you hesitate to take chances. In some cases, it even leads to self-sabotage because failing on your own terms feels safer than trying and not meeting an unrealistic ideal. The truth is progress beats perfection every time. You're avoidant. You value your independence and feel safest when relying on yourself. You may struggle to open up, dismiss your own emotional needs, or keep people at arm's length. Deep down, you might crave closeness, but may still be wounded from past experiences of abandonment or emotional neglect. So, you push people away before they can hurt you. But avoiding intimacy doesn't truly protect you, it isolates you. True connection requires trust, and while self-sufficiency is admirable, relationships thrive on mutual support. Healing starts when you recognize that emotional closeness isn't a threat, it's a strength. Avoiding love or commitment actually reinforces the pain that you're trying to escape. The very thing you fear is the thing you need to heal. You're a people pleaser. If you struggle with people pleasing, it means you're deeply empathetic and socially aware. You value harmony and connection, and you understand how your words and actions affect others. You likely have strong relationships because of this. But the more you try to please others, the more manipulative people will take advantage of you. And because you want to be liked and constantly prioritize other people's feelings over your own, you have difficulty asserting your boundaries and standing up for yourself. Remember, your kindness is a gift. Just make sure it's given to those who deserve it. You're too forgiving. Do you forgive too easily? While it shows compassion and an understanding of mistakes, forgiving without boundaries can enable toxic behavior. Forgiveness is so powerful, but it shouldn't mean tolerating repeated harm. When you forgive too quickly, you might suppress your own anger or frustration, which can quietly turn into resentment over time. True forgiveness isn't about avoiding conflict or denying your feelings. It's about healing while also protecting yourself. By setting boundaries, you teach others to respect you and ensure forgiveness doesn't come at your expense. Remember, forgiveness without self-respect isn't noble. It's self-neglect. Your weaknesses don't define you. They reveal you. They highlight what matters to you and where your strengths lie. But like any trait, they can be double-edged swords. The key is awareness. When you understand how your traits shape you, you can use them to your advantage instead of letting them work against you. So, what's your weakest trait? And more importantly, how are you going to own it? Comment your insights down below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We also have videos on similar topics like your most toxic personality trait and how to change it. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you soon.